Dear sons and daughters of planet Earth, I am Sananda. Once again it is with great joy that I am here, able to address each one of you. Times are fast-paced, a lot happening in your world. Different things never seen before. Don't interpret this as the end of times. Some might lead you to believe that this is exactly what is happening, the end of times. I tell you that nothing has an end, everything changes, everything changes. For a long time, things on your planet have changed. What can we say, for better or for worse? I would say that in terms of evolution, in terms of wisdom, technology, your planet did, the human mind was able to make civilization evolve. On the other hand, love was being erased. You became individualistic and selfish. So which of these 2 points is better or worse? Everything will depend on the understanding and concept that each one created for their life. Many think that living well, having comfort, having plenty of food on the table, without worrying about others, is wonderful. It is pure happiness so deeply sought after. For many, having nothing to eat, having nowhere to live, honestly and comfortably, is the worst of all worlds. It is a total disgrace. Who is right and who is wrong? It will depend on each one's vision. So I say to you that end of times, okay, I'm going to expand a little bit the idea of end of times. If we are talking here about the end of poverty, the end of hunger, the end of inequality, I could say, yes, we are at the end of these times. We are also at the end of extreme wealth, of selfishness, of thinking only about oneself. Yes, we are also talking about the end of these times. So I would like you to think, there is no end. There is always a transformation, where many will face that it will be for the worse, and many will face that it will be for the better. Those who today live in misery, in poverty, will have something to eat, for them it will be better. Those who today have a full life, who don't care about that human being starving to death outside their door, maybe in his view life will get worse. Who is right and who is wrong? So the end of times, I would prefer to change this expression to transformation of the times, where each one of you will have to learn a new way of living. Nobody, I repeat nobody, will go through these new transformed times without an internal modification. Everyone will need to change. Everyone will need to learn a new way of thinking and living. There is no human being on the face of the planet who will accept everything with an open heart and agree 100% with everything. There will be no. But I can assure each of you, as time goes by, you will see that everything starts to fall into place, and it will be very easy and very simple to learn to live in this new way. I ask each of you a question. Where does the greatest imbalance in your world come from? It is precisely the social inequality that exists across the planet. where people are thrown on the streets, because they have nowhere to live, begging for a piece of bread, and watching those driving along the street in luxurious cars, not caring what happens around them. This inequality has generated the imbalance that exists in your world today. Why some can and some can't? Why do some have a comfortable life, full and focused on their own navel, and others have nothing? This is what was created in your world. Those who have the privileged financial conditions have always stepped on those who never had anything. Don't answer me that not everyone is like that. To some extent I agree, because the great fortunes of this planet are not compared to those who find themselves, who have many assets, but who will see that in the future they have almost nothing compared to those who dominate the planet. So this great inequality generated the violence, misery, misfortune, that you live day by day. Because those up there, with their fortunes, practically burning everything they have in orgies, in utterly degrading actions, don't care who's down below. So I ask you, where is the equality on this planet? So start changing the way you think about everything that you think is right or wrong. There is no right, there is no wrong, there is each person's way of thinking, their own perspective. The end of times is the end of this relentless sovereignty that these beings have imposed on this planet, making countries impoverished, making rulers richer and richer, while others don't know what to do to feed their people. This will all come to an end. They want to call the end of times, very well, that it is the end of the times of tyranny, the end of times of the ridiculous and evil sovereignty that has been implanted on this planet. Don't think we'll put everyone on the same level. Each will reap the fruit of their actions. It is not because that citizen who is poor, but that he justifies his poverty, killing, raping, assaulting another human being, for the simple fact that he has a little more than he does. He will be put on the same scale as that poor man who tries to survive each day. This would be a total lack of sense on our part. Each will be put in its place. Each one will be placed not by their bank accounts, because there are many who have possessions, but who are not arrogant or selfish, and help many people. So there aren't just two sides of the scale. Each one will be analyzed for his actions, for everything he has done over time, be rich, be poor. So, is it the end of times? Okay, I'll agree that it's the end of times. But it's the end of these times of inequality, domination, hunger, and misery. And from there, you will have to learn to live in a balanced world. A world where no one will humiliate anyone, where no one will have to beg for a plate of food, because everyone will have the right to everything, without distinction of race, color, or beliefs. Even because the beliefs, when this time comes, they will no longer exist. The beliefs in your religions will have been shaken enough that many still remain connected to them. But it will also be a choice then each will earn their share, according to their actions, according to their hearts, according to each one's heart. There will be no judgment, there will only be a scale, where everything positive you have done will be put to one side, everything you've done that's negative will be placed on the other. And the result of this balance will provide you with exactly what you will get. But everything has an extra weight, the weight of the heart. So it's no use here today. If you now decide to become good, go out donating money on the street, so that goodness scale plate is full, because it won't be. Everything will be weighed together with the heart. Then everything that was done from the heart will go to the positive side, the rest, even if it was a good work, will go the other way. Because you did it thinking of yourself, not the other. So beware of your actions. Don't want to switch sides. Now just to achieve something. What is done is done. My brothers, I would say that the scales have already been measured, and each one will have their result. It's no use crying. It's no use regretting it, because what's gone is gone. So with the end of these times, you will start a new journey. Then yes, we can say that a new scale will be placed in your path. And with each lesson learned, we will know exactly which side to place each action. And let it be very clear. There is no judgment on our part, there is no way to be different from one brother to another. Action is action. Made from the heart is goodness. Anything other than that goes to another pan of the scale. It's not judgment, it's just result, consequence. So be ready for really the end of times. The end of these times of imbalance and misery. Start thinking about it. Are you ready to live in this other world? Are you ready to shift internally and see the world in a different way? I hope so. Now, don't try to forge or cheat the scales, because they are made of divine consciousness. And each dish from that one will know how to weigh exactly the result of each one of your actions. Peace be with you. Thank you for watching.